Hello, fellow composters. If you're like me, you've probably watched one or two or a dozen, 100 videos on composting and vermicomposting, and let's face it, they're all awesome. They all give you a nugget. You all learn something new from each and every one because you know that old saying, there's 6 ways to Sunday, right? Well, if you don't know that old saying, you should read more. Or you should talk to old people more because they have great sayings. So as I was saying, there's 6 ways to Sunday, and there's hundreds, thousands, well, there's a lot of different ways to compost and to vermicompost. All of them work within reason, right? Some of them are more efficient than others. Some of them, the thing is, everyone's situation, home situation, we're talking not commercial composting, but everyone's home situation is a little bit different. And how you compost and vermicompost it's all dependent upon what works for you. And this video is about what works for me, okay? So I'm not saying that some of the things that I've tried and I dislike but other people still do. I'm not saying that they're pieces of crap techniques and that they don't work. They do work. I just didn't like them. It didn't give me that warm, fuzzy feelings that I like to get when I think about worms, right? So, without further ado, let me show you what didn't work for me. Ta-da! That's right. The stackable worm bin. Let me hide whatever trade name might be on the front of this thing. But, we've already established that you've probably watched a lot of vermicomposting videos, and you've probably seen the tray system here. And again, it works for some people, but it didn't work for me. But to sum up quickly, what it does is there's trays in here that I haven't pulled out from where they're supposed to be in a while. They're stuck. So there's subsequent trays here, right? And the theory is you put nice bedding in there and some food, and you throw in your worms on the bottom tray, and they're all happy, and they're doing their thing, and they're eating, and they're pooping, and life is good. And when it gets full as it's supposed to get, you put another tray in and more food in, and in theory the worms are supposed to migrate up to the fresh food, and so on and so forth. And eventually you'll have your bottom tray or trays full of vermicompost, which you can then take the trays off and harvest your vermicompost, which it does work. It does work, but I personally did not like this system. I'm going to tell you why. A couple reasons. First of all, it didn't give me enough product. We're a family of 7 here. We have a lot of cooking going on. We like our fresh fruits and veggies every day. A lot of kitchen waste. This system could not handle it. We had more kitchen waste that could go in there, which was fine because I have an outdoor compost bin that I could throw the extras in. But if you overload this puppy, the worms can't eat the food fast enough. And then you get rottage happening. And it's gross, and it can get stinky. And you do get fruit flies. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I've never gotten fruit flies. Well, you know what? A lot of people do. A lot of people do get fruit flies. I know I'm going to burn in vermi sacrilege hell for saying that, but you can get fruit flies with a system like this. Because you're putting fruit in there, right? Fruit flies, they show up. They show up within what? Half a day sometimes. Like, where did they come from? It's winter in Minnesota. Oh, trust me, they'll find a way into your system. And what happened, the straw that broke the camel's back for me was it was 10 months to like a year after I started this system. For some reason, I don't know how it was introduced, but I got an infestation of these white flies. And it's not the white flies that are out like in your garden destroying your strawberries or melons or whatever. No, I've never seen these suckers before or since. But suddenly, I had a mess load of hundreds of these flies in my system. Open the top, gross! And thank God this was out in the garage, because if this was in my house under my kitchen sink, as some people say you can do or whatever, there would not have been domestic harmony in my house for quite a number of days or weeks till I got every single fly out there. So thankfully they didn't find their way into the house. Didn't like it. It was messy, and I didn't want to see food, you know, in rotting form. And also, just a little quick thing, a lot of sources will say, oh, you can drain with this little spigot the stuff that comes out of there, and use it and it's fertilizer, and you put it on your plants and stuff. Like, no, do your research. You should not put what comes out of here on your plants. This is not vermicompost tea when it first comes out of here, okay? It's the fruit and the veggies, they're breaking down, and the water is being released from the pulp, and that's what's coming out, along with whatever, if you didn't buy organic, whatever pesticides that were on that product, on this, you know, because you peel your carrots, right? A lot of people do. Oh my God, that is what is coming out of here. It's called leachate, whatever. I'm Minnesotan, we don't pronounce things appropriately all the time, but do your research. It can actually be toxic, what comes out of here for your plants. So don't, and God, whatever you do, don't drink it. That'd be horrible. So anyway, this didn't work. Middle of winter, I committed wormicide. I put my whole bin outside, 35 below or whatever day it was, just to get it out of my garage so I could get rid of those flies. And I stopped vermicomposting for like 6 months or so because I wasn't happy with the system. So, that being said, I love the idea of controlled vermicomposting. I love the idea of what nature does naturally outside. I want to control and have those worms poop where I want them to poop, so I can take that and use it as a fertilizer for where I want to use it, not just where they happen, you know, to free range poop out there. So I love that idea. I wanted to love vermicompost, so I contemplated on the problems of what I didn't like for a long time. And because it was an amazing experience, because what happened is like, it was meant to be. It was a sign from God, really. I went to a workshop through the Women's Environmental Institute up in North Branch, Minnesota. And they actually had, I don't know, not partners of theirs, but they actually had another nonprofit called Growing Power from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We'll plug out there to Will Allen, who's the founder of Growing Power. It's like an urban farming / it's nonprofit / he himself is a prophet. So go look him up too, actually. He's an amazing person. He's got a lot of great ideas and things to say about the future sustainability of feeding ourselves in an urban setting. So anyway, I went to one of his classes, one of his vermiculture class. And basically what he taught me there is kind of along the similar lines of the conclusions I had been coming up with about what to do with my own issues with vermicomposting. And I'm not saying I'm as smart as him. Not saying that at all. But, you know, he solidified most of what I was thinking. The problems with systems like this. And pretty much took care of every issue I had with it. So, I'm going to end my first video right there. First show you what I didn't like. And then I'm going to show you what Will taught me. And that's something that might work for you. It will be the procedure, whatever, I don't know what you would call it. It's more for people with larger households. It won't work for apartment dwellers or people who aren't as crazy as I am when it comes to composting. So, anyway, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you on the next video, okay? Alright, bye-bye.